In this abstract reasoning question, we have two sets, set A and set B, and within the two sets are shapes that are configured to somewhat look like faces. Now, don't let this throw you off guard. Remember, when doing abstract reasoning questions, always focus on the shapes, don't get distracted, and just try and recognize a pattern going on. The shapes within set A and set B have two so-called eyes, like here and here, here and here, and they are either both white, like in this example, white, white, or they are white and black. Instantly, we can see a clear difference between the white, white and the white, black shapes, as within white, white shapes, there is a line that is above the bottom shape. As we can see here, we have the bottom rectangle, and above it is the line. But then when we have a white-black eyes, as in this example, the bottom line is below the bottom shape. As we can see here, we have the line over here, and it is below the bottom shape, which is this triangle. And this pattern can be seen within the rest of the set. As we can see here, white-black, the line is below the bottom shape. As we can see here, white-white, the line is above the bottom shape. Again, in set questions, once we've figured out the pattern in one set, the pattern in the second set is often quite similar. We're going to be looking at the different colored eyes along with the position of the line. As we can see in shapes with two white eyes, the bottom line is at the very bottom. Again, we can see that here. The bottom line is below the bottom shape, as in this example, where the bottom shape is the square, the bottom line lies below it, when the two eyes are both fully white. And then when we have shapes with one black eye and one white eye, the line sits above the bottom shape. As we can see here, this line sits above the bottom triangle. And that's the general rule that sets set A and set B apart. It should also be noted that the shape of the eyes is the same as the shape of the head in all examples. As we can see here, we have two ovals and the shape of the head is an oval. And one more additional piece of information is that the second shape, for example, this second shape, is different from the first two shapes. So the first two shapes in this example are two squares, another square, and under this rule, we know definitely that the second shape cannot be a square, as in this example, it's a triangle. So for this example, we have a circle, therefore we can conclude that the second shape is definitely not a circle, which it's not, as it is a rectangle. And that gives us enough information to start answering the question. Within the first test shape, we see we have an octagonal head, and along it, two octagonal eyes, and that passes our first rule in the general section. And then we can also see that the final shape is a different shape. It's not an octagon, it's a rhombus relative to the other shapes, so that passes the second part of our general requirements. Next, we can see that we have two white eyes, and the line is in the middle. Now, following the rules of set A, we can see that the answer must be set A, as these rules match up. Next, again, this test shape follows both the general rules, and now we're looking at a shape with one white eye and one black eye. We can also see that our line lies below at the bottom. Now, again, following the rules of set A, we see that as we have one white eye, one black eye, we're expecting the line to be at the bottom. This matches up, as we can see here, one white eye, one black eye line at the bottom. Therefore, this test shape would belong to set A again. In this shape, again, we can see that the two general rules are followed. We have a circle head, and within it, the two eyes are also circle, and we can see that this final shape, which we have here is a triangle, is different relative to the shape of the head and the circle and the eyes. And we can see we have one black eye, one white eye, and the line is in the middle. And following the rules of set B, we have one white and one black eye. We should expect the line to be in the middle. This test shape follows that rule, so therefore our answer is set B. And in this test shape, we see we have a plus head, and the two eyes are also pluses, and the final shape is not a plus. And we see we have one black eye and one white eye, and the line is at the bottom. And again, this follows the rule of set A, therefore we can conclude that the answer to this question is set A. And now we have here one white eye, one black eye, and the line is in the middle, and the two general rules are followed, and we can see this matches up to the rules found in set B, therefore we can conclude that this shape would belong to set B. And here's the answer rationale to all the questions so far.